This video will help Murray State University faculty become more aware of their rights as authors. This is the fourth in a series of short videos created by the university libraries that will examine different topics related to open access. We encourage you to view them all. In regards to the topic of authors' rights, these next three slides describe three scenarios that have already arisen at Murray State. We'll consider what options authors have as we go through this presentation. In scenario 1, a Murray State researcher is invited by a co-author to post an article to ResearchGate and/or Academia EDU, a pair of academic-themed social networking sites. These sites allow researchers to share their papers, view analytics, and follow other scholars in their field. The scholar was wary about sharing, concerned that posting to these sites may be a violation of the copyright agreement they signed with the publisher. Being cautious is wise. Elsevier, in particular, has sent takedown notices to authors who violate their agreements. In scenario 2, a Murray State faculty member is considered a specialist in her field of study and has been published several times in prominent journals. She is teaching a course on her specialty and would like students to read her articles as part of class assignments. She posts a PDF of the article in her online classroom and/or distributes printed copies of the articles in class. She did not realize that she was violating copyright law because she had given her distribution rights to the publisher when she signed the publishing agreement. In our third scenario, a faculty member notices a colleague is hosting a roundtable discussion at a national conference on a topic on which she has recently published an article. Her publisher has given her a link to which she can send people to download free copies of her article, but she's limited to 45 downloads. Should the discussion result in interest in her methodology and/or findings, she could run out of free downloads. It's unlikely that most libraries will subscribe to the journal because it's so expensive. Although published in a prestigious journal, this faculty member is concerned that her research will not benefit the community for which she wrote it because of barriers to accessing it. I am heavily indebted to William Cross and Molly Keener for their presentations on open access, which inform this presentation. Copyright is a bundle of rights that is automatically granted to the creator as soon as something is, quote, fixed in a tangible medium of expression, end quote. It gives to creators the right to control how other people make use of their intellectual property. Unlike a patent, it does not need to be applied for. It doesn't need to have a copyright symbol on it. It just happens. To understand this in terms of the scholarly and creative activities that we engage in as faculty, the minute you type the outline of an article or sketch a concept for a sculpture or notate a new melody, you automatically own the copyright to that intellectual property. It belongs to you and your heirs for as long as you live, plus 70 years. Copyright gives the author or creator the right to make copies, distribute, create derivative works, and perform or display their work or license any of these rights to another entity. An exception to the creator holding copyright is when the work is created for a job, and then the copyright belongs to the employer. Murray State's intellectual property policy allows faculty to retain copyright works that are created as part of their scholarly and creative work. Copyright can only be transferred in writing. Traditionally, publishers have required authors to sign over all their rights. However, they really only need to have the right of first publication in order to publish your article in their journal. This right can be granted by a license. As authors, it's important for you to be aware of the repercussions inherent in surrendering your rights. Signing away copyrights limits your ability to do anything with your article outside of fair use. This means you can't pass it out in class, present it at a conference, or post it on your website. Often faculty are guilty of violating copyright because they don't understand that they have signed away their rights. Additionally, signing away copyright can potentially conflict with mandates by funders. However, when authors negotiate rights for themselves, they can determine how they want their work to be used and can license it for that use. You have the right to negotiate the terms of your publisher's agreement. You have nothing to lose by doing so. Often the offer from the publisher is not their final offer, and authors miss opportunities if they do not even try to negotiate. Work with your editor to negotiate with the publisher. A couple of ways to retain some, if not all, of your rights are to ask for a new contract with different language, or include an addenda with language that spells out what you want. There is an example of standard wording for an addenda on this slide, as well as in the library guide on scholarly communications. Several resources are available for authors to learn more about their rights, or review the rights they hold in relation to prior works. We have compiled these resources on our library guide on scholarly communication. Kevin Smith, who is the scholarly communication librarian at Duke University, has written a fantastic ebook that he has made available through Open Access. It's titled Owning and Using Scholarship, an IP Handbook for Teachers and Researchers. Third, use the Sherpa Romeo website to review summaries of publishers' agreements. Sherpa Romeo can be searched by journal title or publisher. You will learn whether there are restrictions on sharing articles. A savvy researcher can use Sherpa Romeo to shop journals for more favorable distribution options by comparing permissions of each journal. Sherpa Romeo used colors to code different levels of archive permissions. These colors are not to be confused with the gold and green open access standards. Publishers allow you to self-archive different versions of articles. These include a preprint, which is the original article version submitted for review, or a postprint, which is the Word document that incorporates the reviewer's comments, or the publisher's version, which is the final PDF of the article. Publishers have consistently taken advantage of authors' tenure-mandated need to publish and universities' accreditation-mandated need to provide access to scholarly information. They ask authors to sign away all of their rights, but they only need the right of first publication. They benefit from the hard work of academics, only to turn around and charge their institutions outrageous subscription prices to access those same journals. Scholars and libraries have begun to express their unhappiness with the current system through boycotts, the resignation of entire editorial boards, and by dropping subscriptions. The reasons cited for boycotting included predatory pricing, bundling policies, and support for legislation that limits open access options for authors. Editorial boards have resigned because of inflexibility in authors' rights negotiation. Libraries are dropping subscriptions because of escalating subscription costs and reduced materials budgets. The open access movement has given us an opportunity to better manage our copyrights and intellectual property. More careful scrutiny of publishing agreements and where and how we can legally share our work is critical. We see this video series as the start of a conversation. We hope you begin discussing with your colleagues, department chairs, and tenure promotion committees how open access fits into your discipline. You may want to review the other videos in this series to fully understand this issue. Several members of the university libraries collaborated to produce this video series. Any of us would be delighted to answer open access questions for individuals, to facilitate discussions for departments, or to introduce the topic to graduate students in research methods courses. I'm Leslie Ingleson, and on behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank you for your time.